Brendan Fraser was a pillar of Hollywood in the 1990s, with his dazzling good looks, charming personality, and on-screen versatility. Unfortunately, after a messy divorce, followed by financial and mental health struggles, the actor quietly faded out of the limelight. It seems as though no one knew the truth of what was really happening behind the scenes of his marriage. So, let's take a deep dive into the reason Brendan's marriage crumbled and why his ex-wife accused him of fraud. Brendan Fraser sparked a relationship with fellow actor Afton Smith shortly after meeting her at Winona Ryder's house in 1993. At the time, Fraser was still climbing up the Hollywood ladder, and he hadn't shot to fame just yet.
An actor's life is always freelance. It's always kind of on the edge. So it's kind of like, if I say no to this, are they not going to hire me back for the next thing?
There's that element of, let's call it, insecurity, and I do not have that any longer.
The couple dated for about 5 years and even co-starred in Brendan's breakout film, George of the Jungle, in 1997. As it turned out, that film was Afton's last movie credit as an actress. The couple got married in 1998, and by then, Brendan's acting career was well on his way to success. The 1999 film release of The Mummy sent Fraser on his way to a Hollywood fortune, and after the sequel, Fraser cemented his status as an action superstar.
Truthfully, I've been so fortunate to have had a broad range of different films.
Perhaps it was due to her ex-husband's success that Afton took a step back from her own acting career. However, it's not known why she never returned to acting after their split. The couple welcomed their first son together in 2002, Griffin Arthur Fraser. 2 years later, they had another son, Holden Fletcher Fraser, and in 2006, their youngest son was born, Leland Francis Fraser.
I'm kind of a stay-at-home kind of guy. I like spending time with my kids.
In an interview, Brendan spoke about how their oldest son was diagnosed with autism. He shared, "Griffin's rated on the autism spectrum, so he needs extra love in the world, and he gets it. And his brothers, ever since they were small, one was always the spokesperson and the other was the enforcer." In 2007, seemingly out of nowhere, the couple filed for divorce. Both Brendan and Afton were notoriously private throughout their marriage, so it's not fully understood why they decided to split. It's possible that because around that time Fraser's career was beginning to slow down, it took a toll on their marriage. What's more, during the height of his career in the early 2000s, Brendan was practically taking on every film that was offered to him, and he would also do all the stunts on his own movies.
The stunt coordinator comes over and he's clapping in my face, going, Brendan, wake up, wake up, wake up. And I did, and he goes, hey, congratulations. You've just joined the club with Mel Gibson. He got choked out on Braveheart too.
As a result of this, the actor often ended up with many injuries to his body, some of them even requiring surgery. The constant travel to film to promote these movies, on top of doing all of his own stunts, resulted in Fraser almost literally falling to pieces. What many people also don't know is that in 2003, Brendan was allegedly sexually assaulted by Philip Burke, the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press Association. According to Fraser, Burke went on to sexually fondle his backside during an event, violating the actor and catching him completely off guard. Burke later denied the allegations. Brendan confessed, "I felt ill. I felt like a little kid. I felt like there was a ball in my throat. I thought I was going to cry. I felt like someone had thrown invisible paint on me."
Do you think that you were blackballed in the aftermath of that?
I don't know if that's the term that I would use, but I know that I felt that there's a time in anyone's career when the phone stops ringing.
He sought out an apology from Burke after the incident, and the association, however, admitted no wrongdoing. Taking all these things into consideration, it's safe to say that behind closed doors, Brendan's marriage must have been under a huge amount of strain. Perhaps it was all too much, and the couple decided that it would be better for them to be apart. The divorce became a bitter financial battle between the two. While they agreed to have shared custody over their 3 children, Afton demanded $900,000 in alimony and child support as they were all underage at the time of the split. At first, Brendan agreed to pay the large sum and managed to make the payments for the first few years. As it turned out, he was only able to afford those payments thanks to his participation in films such as Journey to the Center of the Earth, Furry Vengeance, and Standoff. However, because of the amount of money that was asked of him, his financial stability took a heavy hit. The actor was soon left broke and unable to fulfill payment obligations. In 2013, Fraser's attorney filed a request for his alimony to be reduced as he couldn't pay the annual obligation of $900,000 due to a severe back injury that he suffered while trying to move a tree that fell on his home during Hurricane Sandy. According to his legal representatives, his injury could impact his movie earnings potential as he was advised not to perform his own stunts, which would significantly reduce the number of roles he could land. Afton was furious, and she did not consider his injury a valid excuse. Determined to continue to receive the $900,000, she then accused her ex-husband of fraud, claiming that he was hiding $9 million in film contracts when they settled the divorce back in February 2009. Fraser denied her allegations, claiming that he was set to earn $0 that year due to a lack of incoming movie deals at the time. He tried to explain that he wasn't making nearly as much money as he was during the height of his career, which, as we all know, is true. Sadly, while Smith's allegations ultimately went nowhere, Fraser took another hit to his reputation. He continued to receive only smaller film and TV roles for a number of years. A year after the divorce was finalized, Fraser starred in box office bomb Furry Vengeance, which critics ripped apart and accused of having racist undertones. We're not sure if Fraser was ever able to receive a cut in alimony. However, we do know that he was ordered to pay $50,000 a month in alimony until the death of either party, the remarriage of the wife, or until January 31st, 2019. Meaning that as of this writing, Fraser is currently freed from alimony payments after 10 years of financial hardship. Thankfully, over the last couple of years, Brendan has made a comeback onto our screens in both films and television. The actor has received a huge amount of support during his comeback, so much so that Brendan has been occasionally overwhelmed by the amount of love that he's received from his fans.
There are so many people out there who love you, and we're rooting for you, and we can't wait to see what you do next.
Shucks, ma'am.
The ongoing comeback has even been dubbed a Brenaissance. It's clear that he was very missed, and the outpour of excitement and support that he's gotten only proves that. Whatever the case may be, we're just glad that Brendan is in a better place and that we get to see his face on our screens again.